So, Season 1, Disc 4, Episode 115, JETREL. And I'm not too keen on this episode. I don't like the fact that Neelix goes through this. I don't. I mean, I'm glad the actor got a chance to have an episode focused on him. But I don't like the fact that he's, goes to this terrible thing. I just don't like it. This is the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-R-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy spaces going on here. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe. There are 2009 videos out there thus far. If you could go watch them all, like them all, that'd be appreciative. I would say several hundred are Star Trek Next Generations. There's 100 and something if-thens. Hey, instead of Google, check out D. Louise book series If-Then Vampires, or If-Then Werewolves, or If-Then Dragons, or If-Then Homicides, or If-Then Forensics, or If-Then Halloween, or If-Then Cozy Christmas, or Contemporary Romance Christmas, or Paranormal Christmas, or Cozy Leprechauns in March, or Cozy Mother's Day. The if-thens are out there. Detective Scotland Yard. They're all out there, so please check them out. There is no voiceover for this particular one, and I've got a little visitor here. Let me see if I can grab her. Come here. Come here. Danny? Danny? Come over here. Come here. She's sitting there crying at me. Fine. I gotta get back to it. So, here she is. Here she is. She doesn't want to be here. Or she wants to be here, but she doesn't want to be here. She wants to be here on her terms, not mine. Isn't it always? So Neelix is on the holodeck playing pool. And he's playing with Gary. And he's playing with Tuvok. And then he gets a call to the bridge. Oh, look. Tom Paris is there, too. That looks like Tom Paris, right? But he doesn't have any lines. Oh, yeah, it is Tom Paris. And Tuvok and the guy from the Hollow thing. I hate when these ads pop up. Alright, hold on a sec. So he goes to the bridge, and Janeway tells him, "We received a subspace message from an approaching vessel. They are asking for you." And he's like, "Me? What are they asking me for? Who knows I'm here?" I guess word has spread after their several missions that that's where Neelix is, and he can be found on Voyager. They show him the vessel that is approaching, and Neelix says, "That's a Harkonian shuttle." Harkonian? My people were at war with them for the better part of a decade. They conquered my homeworld more than 15 years ago. Any idea what the Harkonians want with you now? Chakotay says. Neelix says, "None at all. Kim says they're hailing us." So Janeway gives her spiel. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway of the Federation Starship Voyager. What can we do for you? As I stated in my message, Captain, I understand you have a Talaxian called Neelix aboard your vessel. I'm Neelix. What do you want? It's a matter of utmost urgency. However, I would prefer to speak with you privately. Your life may be relevant, depend on it. Who are you? Forgive me. I'm JETREL, Dr. Matar JETREL. Neelix leaves the bridge upset, and we cut to opening attractions, and we get the favorite out of all the Star Treks. Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Next Generation. ha, ha, ha is my favorite. I can't sing for nothing. Can't hold the tune for nothing. But I like my ha, 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 ha. Hit the like and subscribe. So, Neelix is telling Janeway he's a mass murderer. When I was much younger, my family and I lived on a moon called Venax, a colony with the most temperate climate in the entire Talaxian system. Warm days, balmy nights, until the Meteon Cascade. A melodic name, isn't it? Especially for a weapon of mass destruction. And JETREL was involved with this weapon. JETREL was the scientist who conceived the Metron Cascade. Then he led the team of scientists who built it. I see. In the blink of an eye, Venax was enveloped in a deadly cloud, and those lonely days were turned into one endless frigid night. More than 300,000 were killed, but you survived. I had the good fortune to be on Talax at the time with our defense forces preparing an invasion that never came. It wasn't necessary. The day after the Cascade was deployed, Talaxians surrendered unconditionally to the Harkanian order. And your family? Neelix is like, nope. So then they're in the transporter room and the guy is beamed aboard. And Tuvok says, or Janeway says, Neelix has declined to meet with you. That's not surprising. I'm afraid I'm not very popular among his people. Maybe show you to your quarters. They take him to a room. Oh, if Neelix doesn't want to see him, why not just send him on his way? No, because then we wouldn't get the melodrama. That's the whole plot. I know. So he comes through and he says, Mr. Neelix has given me permission to speak on his behalf. You've indicated that he may be in some kind of danger. Yes, it's imperative he undergo a complete medical examination. For what purpose? Our records show that he was part of the team that returned to Venax after the Cascade in order to evacuate survivors. He was exposed to high concentrations of Meteon isotopes. In the recent years, several of the rescuers have developed degenerative blood disease called metermia. Is it serious? I'm afraid it's fatal. The disease attacks its victims on a molecular level. It may lay dormant for years, but once it manifests itself, it will cause the body's atomic structure to undergo fission. The cells will begin to generate. My equipment is specifically designed to detect the subatomic signature of the disorder. May I ask why you've taken it upon yourself to examine Mr. Neelix? I've evaluated as many members of the team as possible, collecting data in hopes that one day my research may lead to a cure for metermia. Please try to persuade Mr. Neelix to see me. Each Talaxian ice cream brings me one step closer to a cure. Now, I want to know, Neelix has been through all this stuff on Voyager already. He even has a new set of lungs already. They did all kinds of tests on him way back when he got his new lungs. So, why did not they detect this disease or this abnormality in his system back then? And is this doctor story a bunch of hooey? He made it up to get close to Neelix because he wants to kill Neelix for something? Or he has a grudge against Neelix for something? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's just making this whole thing up. Maybe he has nefarious purposes. Shall we investigate and find out? So Janeway comes in. Neelix and Kes had their little chit-chat. Janeway comes in and says, I'm afraid I have disturbing news. According to JETREL, you were exposed to dangerous levels of meteron poisoning and may be at risk of developing a fatal blood disorder. He wants to screen you for the disease. Captain, please tell Dr. Jethro I am touched by his tender concern for my state of health, but that I'd rather be immersed in a pit of cromulent eels than be examined by him. Cass says, if there's nothing wrong with you, we should find out. I don't want that man within 10 parsecs of me. I understand your feelings. This is your life we're talking about, Janeway says. Don't either of you find it the slightest strange that a man who has made his life work to develop a weapon to destroy as many as Talaxians would be concerned with his Talaxian health? I don't know what his motives are. Maybe he's trying to undo some damage his weapon caused. But he seems sincere, Neelix, and at this point I have no reason to doubt him. If the disease is fatal, what's the point of knowing whether I have it or not? Our doctor is the most skilled physician either of us have ever met. If you have this disease, he won't stop until he found some way to treat it. And if Jethro discovers you don't have the disease, at least you'll have peace of mind. Peace of mind is relative, Captain. I simply want you to hear what he has to say. Then if you still don't want him to examine you, no one will force you. Outnumbered, outranked. Okay, I'll do it. So we're in the briefing room. Why is the lighting so low? Why is it so dark? I don't like it when TV shows are trying to be dramatic, but you can't see what's going on. So anyways, the metron isotopes are unique. The rate of decay is highly variable. We have found that sometimes years before the metromia sets in, and unfortunately, why are you doing this? I beg your pardon? It is all just scientific curiosity, metrons and isotopes. Or do you feel guilty about what you did? Guilty? I do not regret it. I did what had to be done. Really? Was it necessary to vaporize more than 250,000 people and leave thousands of others to be eaten away by metrodon poisoning? Would it make any difference if I told you we never thought there would be any radiation poisoning? That anyone close enough to be exposed would be killed by the initial blast? It was unfortunate we were wrong. Unfortunate. Did you hear that, Captain? It was unfortunate. Neelix, I think what Dr. Tritel is trying. No, Captain, that's all right. I'm used to it. I'm simply a scientist. Yes, I developed the weapon, but that was the government, the military leaders who decided to use it, not I. That must be a very convenient distinction for you. Does it help you sleep at night? I wonder how the guys that developed the atomic bomb feel. What do you think? I mean, they're probably all dead now. Probably been dead for a really long time. But you wonder how they felt about it. I sleep no worse last night than any other night for the past 15 years. What is that supposed to mean, Neelix says. It means I must live with my conscience as you must live with yours. How many did you kill during the war? Gentlemen, please. This is obviously very difficult for both of you, Janeway says. But we are not here to debate history. We are to talk about Neelix's condition. Don't worry about it, Captain, because Dr. JETREL will have to find himself another laboratory rodent to help his experiments, because I would rather die than help you ease your conscience. I don't expect you to like me, Mr. Neelix, nor do I hope to allay your pain with moral arguments, but I do believe I can help you. If not, then others of your race. Isn't it more important than punishing me? So then we're in sick bay, and the doctor and Neelix are watching JETREL set up his stuff. Are you sure you can't do this? Neelix asked the doctor. Your newfound confidence in me is flattering, Mr. Neelix, but Dr. JETREL has instruments specifically designed to analyze Talaxian physiology. Just get it over with. Did I ever tell you about the notorious two-tailed Taltox of Renox? I don't think so, Kes says. Nasty little vermin, and he goes into a little story. You see, I become so fascinated with my invention that I never really thought about how the poor creature would suffer. Are you finished for now? So am I, and I'm sorry, Mr. Neelix. I'm sorry what? I'm afraid you have the disease. He has the disease. He's diagnosed him with this disease. So then Neelix is in his quarters feeling really, really upset and depressed, and, you know, he's just been told he's got his life-ending disease that he didn't know he had 5 minutes ago, and he still feels totally after 100% fine. But now he's going through a massive form of depression because he's just been told that he's has this terminal illness. So then Cass comes in and tries to cheer him up, give him a little pep talk, make him feel better. What are best friends for? Okay, so then he has this talk with him. Captain, I must tell you, your ship is astounding. I have been studying your transporter systems. Transporter systems, I think you would be more concerned with Neelix. Forgive me, but that is what I'm here to talk about. I believe with a relatively few minor modifications, the transporter system could be used to retrieve a sample of the metron cloud surrounding Rex. To what end? I've always believed that if I could isolate the free isotope that causes metromia, it could be used to synthesize an antibody. Then theoretically, a victim's own immune system could destroy the disease. Yes, Captain, and your transporter system makes it all possible. Is the isotope stable enough to be transported? I believe so. We could construct a containment field to prevent any contamination of the ship, and I could have your doctor assist you with synthesizing antibodies. My thoughts exactly. Janeway to bridge! Hey, bridge! Hey, bridge! Not computer, give me the bridge. Not pressing any buttons to intercom this. It's speak to the old air. Hey, bridge! Hey, Chakotay! Bring the doctor's shuttlecraft aboard Voyager and head a course for the Talaxian system. Shouldn't B'Elanna have been on this meeting now that I think about it? Just thinking. So then we get a Captain Stardate update. Cass has prevailed with Neelix to allow Dr. JETREL to continue metabolic scans and hope that it will facilitate treatment once the antibody has been synthesized. But I still think this doctor has got ulterior motives for going after Neelix. Maybe he wants to kill Neelix. Maybe he's got something to prove. Will you be needing my assistance? Not until we have the isotope. Mr. Neelix, is there anything more I can do for you? Very well then. Computer override command 1 EMH alpha and end program. And the doctor ends his program. And then he's there just with JETREL. And he's all fascinated. And a hologram that can deactivate itself. Is there anything besides science that makes your heart beat faster, JETREL? Not anymore. Would you please sit down? You know what I've been thinking? I've been in charge of the Cascade. I'd have, I don't know, chosen a military target, simply deployed it on an uninhabited planet. Somehow I don't think I would have targeted innocent civilians, Neelix says. The military strategists didn't think a demonstration would work. They wanted to show the power of the Cascade in all its horror. You should have tried to stop them. Why didn't you speak out? People would have listened to you. It would not have made any difference. If I had not discovered the Cascade, it would have been someone else, don't you see? It was a scientific inevitability, one discovery flowing to the next. Something so enormous as science will not be stopped for anyone, Mr. Neelix. So you did it for science, for my planet, and yes, for science. To know whether or not it could be done is good to know the world works. It's not possible to be a scientist unless you believe all the knowledge of the universe and all the power that bestows upon it is a value to everyone. And what about the consequences of your actions? Neelix has a point. Military institution, vacant planet, showed as a demonstration, but no, they had to kill millions and millions and millions of people. And Neelix tells them what happened to his family and all that kind of stuff. Really depressing, heart-wrenching discussion. So then Neelix is supposedly on the holodeck playing pool. He's just having a little bit of a nightmare. He's stressing about all the stuff that him and the doctor talked about and how depressing it was and what happened to his planet. He's just having this nightmare. And this doctor's got ulterior motives. Then Janeway wakes him up and tells him they're approaching Talaxia. So then Neelix is on the bridge. Hard to believe that on clear nights you could look up from Talaxia and see the shimmering lights of the colony. The night of Cascade, a bright flash cut across the sky. It was so blinding that people threw themselves to the ground. Then everything stopped, like a moment out of time. Then we all looked up to see where the flash had come from, but the sky seemed oddly empty. Took most of us a few seconds to realize it was because Renex was gone. Of course, the moon was still there. We just couldn't see it because of the Metron cloud. Doris to engineering. We're ready to begin transport of pre-sequencing, Captain. Acknowledge. This brings back too many memories. And Neelix leaves. He can't handle it. So then JETREL is in engineering with B'Elanna. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doctor. We're talking about a cloud sample large enough to contain a few subatomic particles, right? Yes, but the isotope accounts for a minuscule fraction of the cloud's total mass. I want to be sure we get enough. Don't worry, we do this all the time. Pre-sequencing complete, Captain. I'm ready to begin transport. Proceed. And she does the thing, and a gray thing appears. Let's see if we can do this. So, the container's filled with some gray stuff. So Neelix is having a really hard time with all this. Facing all the stuff that happened in his past, to his planet, to his family, and he's just having a little bit of a nervous breakdown. I was on Talaxia, but I wasn't fighting with the defense forces. I was hiding from them. I wasn't a hero at the Battle of Perithian George. I never been there. I don't understand. I never reported for duty. Why not? I thought the war was unjust, that Talaxia was fighting for reasons that weren't worth killing for. Or at least that's what I told myself, but the real reason I didn't report was because I was a coward. Now you know. If the Talaxian authorities would have caught you, what would they have done? During wartime, the punishment for refusing military service was death. So you put your life at risk for something you believe in, and you think that makes you a coward? I don't understand. It makes me a liar. I've lied all these years, to you, to JETREL, to everyone. Because you're dishonest? Because I'm ashamed. I'm an awful burden you've carried over the years. No wonder you're so angry with JETREL. Of course I am. He killed them all. My mother, my father, my little brothers. Is this what it really is? Ever since JETREL came on board, you've despised him. The hurt and anger you've held in all these years was vented right at him. But what it was really, you were angry at yourself. He was upset with himself for being a coward. So she's got to talk him through it. So then we're back in sickbay, and the gray stuff has become purple stuff. And apparently he's growing something in there. So Neelix wants to go clear his conscience with the doctor and talk to him about the situation. And he makes a startling discovery. What is it? You're engaging in some kind of bizarre experiment, aren't you? What is it this time? You don't understand. I can help them. What do you call this? Scientific progress? I'm going to the captain. And he knocks Neelix out. Janeway and Chakotay are in sickbay, and they find Neelix on the floor, and they activate the doctor. The doctor says that Neelix has been tranquilized. He's unconscious. The computer, hey computer, locate Dr. JETREL. Dr. JETREL's in the transporter room. Everybody run to the transporter room. Please step aside, Doctor. You must let me continue. Lives dependent on it. We've heard that from you before. You're beginning to lose credibility. Captain, I beg you, let me bring them back. Bring who back? Who, Doctor? Who is it you're going to bring back? The victims of Renex. He's out of his mind, Captain. Neelix comes running in. Please look at my calculation. Remember what I told you about Metamina, Captain? How it causes the body's atomic structure to undergo fusion? It mirrors the way Metro Cascade vaporizes victims with biomolecular disintegration. Do we have to listen to this? Neelix says. What I've been working on for the past 15 years is a way to rebuild atomic structure, what I call regenerated fusion. Are you saying you're actually trying to restore people who were vaporized? Yes! Given the degree of fragmentation you're talking about, I don't see how that's possible. And he goes through this whole big thing, technical stuff. The electrostatic properties, or the clad, of the mental and the biomatter. That's the thing you were doing in sick bay. Exactly. Neelix started. It was an whatever, fused organic materials. Yes, but biomatter in the cloud is so random, so jumbled. How could you reconstruct something whole? I use medical records to identify the genetic coding of a specific vitamin. A test case, will you? Once we put the DNA sequence in, then we can isolate its atomic fragments with your targeting scanners and rematerialize them. What if he's right? Captain Dr. JETREL is proposing a reconstruction and reanimation of a remarkable complex set of biosystems from billions of subatomic particles. I'm afraid I have to agree. It sounds very implausible. You sound like my country. I asked them for funds to continue my research to help the victims of Renex. I wanted the world to know I'm not a monster. My theories can use to heal. I can destroy. And then he confesses that Neelix wasn't sick at all. It was just a pretext to get on the ship and to get them to help him. And he tries to mess with the transporter thing. So they let him do his little experiment, and it doesn't work. I'm not going to go through it and show all the pictures. It doesn't work. And he ends up dying of this, whatever this thing is they do. And just before he dies, Neelix says, "I forgive you." And that's how the episode ends. So I hope you will tune in next week for Learning Curve. If you haven't watched these other recaps, please go back and watch those. If you haven't watched any of Star Trek Next Generation recaps, go back and watch those. There's a few of those that are there's a few of them. That was a very frustrating time of computer life in this house. But anyways, please hit the like and check out my If Thens on Fridays, my unboxing on Sundays. Unlike those other peeps out there, if they get a box, they know what's in it. And if they don't know what's in it, it's on their wish list, so they know what's in it. It's something they want. These boxes, I have no idea. I don't want them. I get them. I like, oh, let's do this video because I enjoy the heck out of unboxing and seeing what's in them. And then we divide them up. We have 3 different charities, sometimes 4, depending on who's asking for what. And we divvy them up, and we divide them up to the charities, and they go. Those books are in this house less 72 hours tops. Because I have a very, very small house. And they go. So if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I hope you have a good day.